let's start. My name is Victoria Kuczynska. I'm the Global Marketing Manager for Softline Commerce, and today we're going to have a very nice topic and very nice speaker, Cristian Gallardo. And thank you for joining us. I would just give a small short presentation of Cristian. So I'm very pleased to have Cristian Gallardo as a guest today at today's session. And he's the CEO and co-founder of Pulsoline, a sales and marketing consultancy helping companies expand their e-commerce business in Europe and Latin America with special focus on something he calls full local strategy. So Cristian has expertise in the Latin America e-commerce market, and he's been handling the Latin region for over 10 years in tech companies. He's the former Latam regional manager in Avast Software, a global consumer cybersecurity company in which he implemented the Go Local methodology, achieving some astonishing results, making Avast the largest cybersecurity provider in the region with over 85 million users. That's quite a huge amount. So let me give the floor to Cristian so he can present us his secret formula of success. So I'm giving the floor right now. Give me just a couple of seconds and we'll do. Okay. So welcome. Yes. Okay. Cristian, please. Camera is on. Do you have camera on?
Share my screen and put off as well. First of all, hi everyone. Thank you for attending the webinar.
I can't see your face. I can't see you. Maybe you can switch on the camera.
And now?
This is it. Okay. Welcome. So
hi,
right now I'm sharing. Hi. Very nice to meet you. Very nice to see you today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time. So I'm shaving off my face from the screen, and you're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you. I'm going to check my screen now. Yes, I need your help to see that everything is working. You can see my screen, right? You can see the presentation. Okay, let's start. Thank you, Victoria, for the introductions. As Victoria mentioned, I've been working for Latin American regions around 10, 12 years. Now I'm based in Chile for the coronavirus situation, but I've been living in Czech Republic and Prague for almost 12 years, helping a European company roll out their services and products in Latin America. During today's presentation, the agenda, I'm going to share the agenda with you. I'm going to have a clear picture of what is next. In the first part of the presentation, I'm going to give some numbers, some insight about the potential business of Latin America, what is approximately the impact, the positive impact of coronavirus with the e-commerce arena, and give you some insight about the Go Local methodology. So I've been using for almost 10 years in my previous company, and today I would like to share with you the hints or the shortcuts in order you can use it if you want. If you have Latin America as a potential market. In the second part of the presentation, I'm going to give you more details of the main pillar or the area I've been working in order to succeed in Latin America, in order to find the formula, the recipe, what we should do, what is the main focus for you in terms of business in order to roll out the services in Latin America, a specific focus with Go Local methodology and plus the main pillar from the business point of view. Okay. At the end, I'm going to give you, I'm trying to convince you again why Go Local. I use an example connected with my previous company, Avast, that is really working the Go Local methodology, and why Go Local. The why Go Local is really that of the question we can discuss. Okay. So let's start. Now you can see some numbers about the Latin American regions. Usually Latin America is around, it can have some particularities about how or where to start. Where to start, because Latin America is around 33 countries, okay? From these 33 countries, usually, or you can have put focus just on a small portion of them and they have a number of countries. What do you want to say? For example, as a first approach for Latin America, you have to focus on the country you can see in Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, Chile, Colombia, and Peru. In terms of population and terms of business, is roughly 80% of the business you can find on those countries. Doesn't mean that the rest of the other country, maybe for now, it shouldn't be your focus, because in terms of resources, right? This is the first piece of advice. The second one, in Latin America, the internet penetration is roughly 70%. That means that between 70 to 80, you have around 20% is still a space how you can make business. Usually when the internet penetration is around 90%, like in the United States or in Europe, it's kind of, you can call it a mature country, right? But in this case, for Latin America, is the average, the internet penetration is 70%. What means? Even now, if you can see really good results, potential, business there, that is still like 5 to 7 years, that the real will keep growing. My advice now, go to Latin America, start your business now in order to do a couple of years more, you're able to see the results, okay? I think that the COVID situation worldwide have yeah, for sure it's a negative impact for the society, but in terms of business for Latin America have a huge impact. Because why? Because the people start to stay much time at home, they start to use the credit card, they start to purchase online. If you can see here in the numbers, this is a data like basically before the pandemic situation came to Latin America and the week after. What happened? That the people start to purchase online, they start to use the credit card. In Latin America, there are so many people that don't have a credit card, but there are a big proportion of the people have the credit card that they are afraid to use it. Why? If you're afraid of fraud, they are afraid that someone can steal the money. There are many reasons for because the fraud in Latin America is quite high. But there are tools. There are ways how you can make it, like the purchase to be totally safe. I think that at this stage, we can say that the Latin America, or the everyone now in the call could be agreeing with me that the potential is huge. That nothing to think about, that it is a market that makes sense, it's worth it to come here and sell your products, especially online, especially in the e-commerce arena. If you can see here that from the 2019 to 2024, the business almost doubled. We keep growing. It's something connected I mentioned at the beginning. But now, I think that the key countries, there's kind of 80% of the business will be almost double in 4 years, 3 years, 4 years more. But that doesn't mean that the other countries, Central America, for example, they start to grow as well. I mean, take here to Latin America, start to open your business, focus on e-commerce, try to understand first of all that the Latin America is not just one country, that even they have a Spanish-speaking country and Portuguese in Brazil, but still you have to have to understand some differentiation between the purchase behavior. For example, an Argentinian, Peruvian, Colombian doesn't have the same purchase behavior. They don't have the same payment methods. They have different kind of a special day. They have different way how to purchase online. This is why you cannot use the same strategy across all the countries. Now, I'm going to give you some insight about the Go Local methodology. When I speak about the Go Local methodology, it's basically a mindset you should have in your company. It's basically in a way how you're going to build or plan your business strategy expansion in Latin America or in any other region. Why especially Latin America would be a good example for this? Because usually the first mistake I mentioned at the beginning, that the Latin America has 33 countries. 80% of the people speak Spanish, but there are still a lot of differences between country by country. It's the big mistake to run, for example, a search campaign or ad campaign, social media, and Google, and so on, and use the same, for example, CTA or the same message. I think that many people on the call, I had the chance, I have the experience to live in Mexico, in Argentina, in Colombia, and Chile, because I'm from Chile, in some countries from Central America, and you understand why you have to use different line of communication or different CTA, because the people communicate in different way. Let's say 70, 80% is the same line of communication, the same expression, but the other 20% is quite local. This is why you have to start from the beginning if you want to come to Latin America. That this 20% is the big difference, because if you have a wrong CTA, you are wasting your money when you invest in ads, for example. Okay. Then we show you the four main pillar and complete example what it means go local for this connected with methodology. As the title of the presentation, if you want to go global, go local. Go local is a synonymous of to understand the specific target group. Again, Latin America is not just one target group. It's a target group divided in at least 7 or 8 different target groups connected with the key markets. Okay. But I understand that when a different company, a company in USA from abroad, want to get to Latin America, first people have to see if it's profitable or not. It's just connected with budget, right? In order to keep simple, after 10 years working in B2B sector and B2C sector, especially in IT companies and software companies, I can differentiate 4 main pillars in order to keep simple the first try when you came to Latin America. The first one is go-to-market strategy. The second one is branding. The third one is lead generation, and the fourth is monetization. I think that the kind of common sense, you can say yes, of course. I mean everyone working in sales and marketing and business development can say all of the same 4 areas where to put focus. But what I'm going to explain you today in this call is that it's not about the area, it's about the angle, how you're going to work these 4 main areas. I'll give you more details now. For example, when you activate the go-local strategy, you have to understand why and for what results. So I was thinking, how can I explain you in the concrete way what means go-local? Because it's quite wide, the terminology. Because I divided in 4 areas I mentioned before, but with a complete example. When I speak about the go-market strategy, just keep simple, focus on customer analysis and competitor analysis. Yeah, of course, the first and the second iteration will give you the market opportunity. I said, even countries are in the same language, what happened in Latin America, they speak Spanish, but the purchasing behavior is different. What means purchasing behavior? Let's get close to the e-commerce arena. For example, we are going to have the global and versus a local strategy or local approach. Usually when the company came to Latin America, use Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal. These kind of 3 options they check out. Okay. Versus what is happening in Latin America, there's more than just international credit card. The countries or the people who check with using international credit card, local credit card, domestic credit card, cash payments, debit card via for example, Chile, my country, and type of payment method like installments. This is kind of my question I can ask you now. Do you know that Latin America can pay installment even for if the price is $10, they prefer to divide it in 3? And then, in my experience, when I was in charge of Avast in Latin America, one of the one of the big kind of driver, how to improve the conversion was have the chance to have installments in the checkout versus our competitors. Was starting 20-30% to improve the conversion, just to have installment into the checkout. Imagine that the software is around $20 to $30, but the Latin American prefer paying installments, even 3. What is the precio? 3 cuotas precio del contado. Cuotas is basically the word installment in Spanish. Could be even 3, even 6, even 9, and 12 installments. Even the price is small. This is like if you start to understand what means go local. Just in the area of e-commerce, you can see that the global approach is just one option. In the local approach, is around 5 or 6 types of payment methods. Okay. The second part is branding. When we speak about branding, let's take it from the angle of social media for the visual identity of the development of the brand. Same materials more connected for B2B sector and product design. When you came to branding and try to build your strategy of branding for Latin America regions, just pay attention of line of communication, of colors, how the people communicate. Don't expect that the Brazilians or Mexican or Argentinian have a different type of colors in the branding of their brands. How the people communicate. The Brazilian always smiling. The Chilean a little bit less. I think the culture is different. I said 70% keep the same, but 30% is different. And you have to pay attention in this 30%. This is why I said, again, for branding, focus on social media, visual identity, certain material, but analyze it country by country, not as a one region. I'll give you an example. Halloween. Usually when you run a local campaign, you came to Latin America, Halloween is a good campaign to run in order to improve the sales, increase the sales of a specific campaign, at least 7 days. But if you want to run Halloween in Mexico, you cannot use the same napkins or the same kind of type of picture, or the same type of colors, because in Mexico, for example, they have different names. It's not Halloween. The name is Dia de los Muertos. And the type of color design is totally different. Then, if you want to run the campaign, and the visual is from is more like a Halloween type of United States style, don't expect a better conversion if you run a campaign using the local visual, like you can see in the right side. Third one, lead generation. Lead generation, for sure, is one of the main goals for any company for business when it comes to Latin America already. To whom I have to sell my product, how I can improve it, how I can improve the communication between my brand and my potential target audience, how I can eliminate the friction of communication between what they want to sell versus the potential client or a specific target. So sometimes when we speak about lead generation, put more focus in about to generate local content. Usually, the global brands use the global content, translate from English to Spanish, and just publish it. For sure, the impact is really really small if you really create local content connected with the local needs or the local situation. What I've done in my previous company is to try to create content connected what is happening in the news in Mexico, what's happening in the news in Brazil, not what's happening in the news in the United States or in Europe. And the impacts are at least 2 times or 3 times better. Don't wait for the easy way and just translate and publish. Try to do your effort and generate content, but connect it with what's happening in the country, with the real local needs. This is a huge advantage in order to improve your lead generation campaign. I'm trying to give you some example in terms of communication. I think it's more connected as well for sometimes the English skills we have in Latin America. You can see my pronunciation, not that's perfect. I try to communicate much better than possible, but always we're in Latin America dealing with English, okay? For example, here. Usually Google brands try to just use Google Translate. Let's say Google Translate skills. The word bus in Latin America, you have 4 or 5 different meanings. For example, in Central America, bus, they call it guagua. Guagua in my country, in Chile, is baby, okay? Or bus in Mexico is camion. But camion in Chile is truck. You can find these 5 different ways how to call something Universe, let's say, but Latin America is totally different. Okay, and the right side is an example from 1973, American Airlines. At that time, they started to promote that you can fly like let's say like executive flight or VIP, and the flight in leather. Basically, the seat was made by leather. By leather, the translation in Mexico is cuero. Y vuela en cuero, that was the translation in Spanish. Basically, fly but naked. You see, if you Google it, for sure you can find a lot of examples about this kind of translation, wrong translation. It's not just Latin America, for sure in Asia as well, the situation. This is why I say, just start to build the content from the local, from the country itself, not from the typical translation from the global perspective. Okay. And monetization is getting more interesting because it was something I could focus a lot in my last 4 or 5 years because it's easy to show to the company that is working the go local approach. Then I'll give you more insight. Monetization, we have at least 4 main pillars: acquisition, retention, content marketing, and customer support are working together. But my piece of advice, if you came to Latin America, would focus on acquisition. Eliminate every single friction you could have in your, for example, in your checkout. Usually checkout is basically how you communicate. This has to be in Spanish. Eliminate or improve the CTA connected with the local culture, and plus local payment methods. If you have at least these things into the acquisition strategy, for sure you're going to succeed. I'll give you an example. What means go local versus go global approach. For example, I said at the beginning, the company came to Latin America with Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal. Okay, but it's difficult for someone that is not from Latin America or is not into the commerce arena. That in Latin America we have at least 50 or 60 options divided into key countries. Okay, in Brazil, the famous boleto bancario is around 20 to 25% of the Brazilians prefer to pay with boleto bancario. What means? If you have Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, you are going to lose at least 20 to 30% the chances to increase your sales because you don't have the main payment method. In this case, with bancario. The same situation with Mexico, with OXXO. In Chile, for example, we have domestic credit card that's quite popular, like Falabella, Rique. I mean, Falabella is quite famous across Latin America. Yeah, because all the key countries are sorry. If you take a look at your checkout, local checkout, if you have more than 2 payment methods, there's something wrong. Okay, this is kind of the first sign. If it's something wrong or something you can improve, think about it. That the Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal is at least maximum, let's say, 30, 40% of the option. That 70% or 60% or there are more options of payment methods. When you use the local approach, for sure you're going to activate it. Based on my experience, if you move from the global approach to the local, you're going to increase around 30 to 35% of the conversion as a first iteration. What happened in my case 4 years ago, almost 3 years and a half ago, when I activated local payment in Avast as the first try. But I can tell you that the key here with the payment provider start to keep constantly running on A/B test because it's changing. I mean, it's not a static. Always there are new payment methods. Always there are a new way how you can pay online. The key, activate first local payment methods and then constantly run some A/B test and improve and start asking for more local approach. Now I want to have a checkout installment. Okay, you have to activate installment. Now I want to understand how I can improve the cash payment, how I have to start easy between cash payment and credit card. Now I want to understand, for example, how I can activate something more connected with retention. For example, renewal business for e-commerce arena is quite important, but after 1 year, because after 1 year you're going to see the situation. But as a first step, focus on acquisition, eliminate every feature connected with a line of communication and payments. After to see and show the payment is working, you're going to see the conversion. If you improve the conversion, you're going to generate more money for your company. When you generate more money, for sure the top management or your board will be happy. If there are more budget, you can move to the other pillar of business development. I said, try to focus on a proper market research or improve your customer support or better local campaign. But first, you have to show the money. This is the key local payment methods. Okay. I think after 20 minutes, 25 minutes, I think this is the last try how to convince you that it's working. I mentioned before, and Victoria mentioned as well, I've been working for Avast around 4 or 5 years. My main task in Avast was improve the monetization and change the perception or the strategy from the global to the local approach. I said, okay, if you want have more value for a good customer support, a great marketing campaign, I need to improve the sales. Because my strategy was immediately identify the friction in the checkout. I said line of communication and local payments. And the local payments activated the region. And Brazil was something done before when I got to the company, but then it started to working together. But activated local payment in Mexico, in Argentina, in Chile, in Colombia, and Peru. But the side of the business in Mexico and Brazil, in Argentina, this is quite huge if you compare with the other countries. Because in terms of timing or in terms of resources, I put a lot of focus in Mexico and Argentina. And in 2019, the Latin American region and those countries was top performing. Why? Because the localization approach and the target market is working. So, wow, I think a big part of the job has been done, but always that space to keep going local, okay? And the good thing is that the next year, with the coronavirus situation, again, but even better. Why? Because at that point, 2019, I mentioned before that so many people had no use in the credit card. The potential it was always was there, but the Avast push this opportunity, help in order to people take the dust out from the credit card and start to using a purchase online. As you can see, it's a massive growth. If you ask me, that is still a space for sure that Avast is doing a great job and keep doing a good localization. But this is the proof. If you go local and from the different angle, at the beginning, from acquisition, monetization, is going to work. Okay? Basically, what I try to explain during the webinar, from when to start. The time, of course, there are many people now in the call that they are in Latin America. Maybe there's some kind of area are very happy with inside information. But my digital advice go directly with monetization, acquisition. Retention, content marketing, customer support is coming. After you increase the sales, you are going to improve, of course, the sales of the company. You are going to have to work then with retention, marketing, and customer support. But step by step. First, show the potential. Show the potential of Latin America, but now is a great moment to go there and keep fresh the local approach. Go by country because it's better. It's better to show that the Mexico, Brazil, Argentina is performing and not to convince your team or your company that now is let's go for Chile, let's go for Peru. This is basically one of my lessons I learned in my 4 or 5 years in e-commerce arena. Okay, acquisition. Then closing the presentation. Usually the question is why go local? I think the reason why I have this mindset, why I go local approach, we depend on the industry, independent of local needs as a company. Okay, I think here I can mention 3. Okay, for sure there are 10 different reasons, but as a common sense, for sure, if you can go local to Latin America, you're going to unlock your market potential. You're going to get first into industry, getting close with your market and your target audience. And then you're going to feel motivated to start to run more local campaign than the local one. For sure, you need resources, you need budget. But if you move, the first move is connected with monetization, local payments, you're going to have more budget, or you're going to have more people on board, motivated to come to Latin America, but always with a local approach. Thank you a lot. Now it's time for question.
Okay, so please, guys, do you hear me well? Cristian, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, great. Okay, so please welcome with your questions. While you are typing yours, I have mine because this presentation was absolutely fantastic, and the information is very precious and important. So I have a question to you, Christian. What is the most challenging in lead generation in Latin America?
I think that the more challenging is more in the side of the company more than the audience, what you want to say. If you run a proper lead generation campaign, identify the target group by country, focus in just one country, just in Mexico, just in Brazil, or in all of them, but separately in terms of content, it's not challenging. It's challenging when you run just one lead generation campaign where the same CTA, with the same line of communication, with the same design across all the countries in Latin America. And they start to say, the conversion in Latin America is quite poor. For example, we ran the same lead generation campaign in Sweden, in Europe, and was 20% of the open rate, but Latin America just 4%, because the average is not good. But if you run the lead generation campaign country by country separately, you are going to see that a huge potential first improvement, and then you start to understand, my service is matching perfectly with the Brazilian market, with the Argentinian market, with the Mexican. It's just think approach and run the lead generation from the right angle.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. And while people are typing the questions, I have another one. What is the most important in the monetization process?
The monetization as well is going to depend the business model. Okay, the freemium model, they're basically the monetization can be just in the website, to be in product messaging. They're different, of course, depending on the business, right? But the monetization is basically to activate or eliminate again all the friction could happen in the customer side. If you want to monetize, you have to understand and put the shoes of your clients. And what is the big or something you cannot have this kind of mistake is that the client want to purchase, but he doesn't have the option or the payment method he would like to have. Imagine if you sell your products in Brazil and you don't have a boleto bancario in your checkout, basically you say, okay, this is the product. I would like to sell this product, but you cannot pay to me. This is the big mistake that cannot happen. And this is the same situation. You can give you same example country by country. Local payments, activate local payments, and then improve the payment method process as well. But step by step, focus on which portfolio or which kind of payment method you have activated in your checkout.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Christian, for very extended answer. By now, I can't see any additional questions from our attendees. So you guys, you have the time for typing it, and if you don't have any questions, so you are welcome to ask them directly to Christian by typing to Pulsoline. He will answer your questions directly. Maybe the people who are visiting today our webinar are quite shy, so that's why they would like to have a one-to-one meeting, perhaps. So I think that Christian won't object to have one-to-one meeting with each one who would like to ask a question. So since we do not have any questions typed right now at the moment, so I think let's call it a day. Thank you so much, Cristian, for your brilliant presentation, for very nice information, very precious information. So if you want to go global, go local. So, and to my understanding, this can be applied not only to American, to Latin American markets, but also to Asian markets and also to all emerging markets with local specifics. So this kind of a universal, like DNA code for successful business in global expansion to local markets, right? So thank you so much. Have a great day. I know that you have a day, but in Russia we have an evening, not late one, but
Exactly.
evening. So thank you so much. We will share this recording to our YouTube channel. So welcome, please follow our Facebook and LinkedIn community. And welcome to the questions anytime. Thank you so much. Have a great day, Cristian. Thanks
Thank
again.
you. Bye.
My pleasure. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.